another video now. In today's video, we've got some really nice modifications to go on the Subaru. Now, before I start, one thing I want to say is, I just remember in an old video I might have mentioned that I installed a stainless steel manifold to the Subaru. Now, turns out it's actually blown as well, so we're actually installing another manifold onto the Subaru. Now, this is a bit of a pain in the bum, but it is what it is. So, I'm going to quickly show you the manifold that we going on the car in a later video, but then we'll move on to what I'm going to show you what's going on the car today. So let's get started. Right, so we're going with a standard Subaru manifold, mainly because I'm just wanting this for reliability, and also I've heard a lot of rumours that obviously the stainless steel ones are actually, well, they are prone to cracking as well. So we're just going to go with a standard cast iron manifold. I've already kind of refurbished it. It's had a coat of paint and it's had a good clean. I've re-insulated the wiring, so it's all really nice and clean now and ready to go on, but I'll need to get a brand new up piping. What are you bloody doing? Again on the road, don't you? Yeah. Saying, yeah, we need to purchase another brand new up pipe because I bought this obviously without an up pipe just because I wanted to buy a brand new one. So yeah, you'll probably see this in a future video. You'll probably see this actually going on when we install the subframe. But I'm going to get this resprayed and powder coated and seam welded. So yeah, again, there's going to be quite a lot of work done in this subframe before it actually goes on. But that's for a later video. But for today, we're going to be concentrating on all these lovely new parts here. Now, I've got a throttle body for the car because the one on the car, right, will also need a clean, and also the sensor in it is needs set up. So I went ahead and purchased a normal throttle body that's obviously not been interfered with or anything like that. It is basically as it was, if that makes sense. It's not been interfered with. Like obviously that's all where it's supposed to be lined up to and things like that. So that's not been touched and things like that. And obviously I've gone ahead and cleaned it up and stuff like that, so that's all ready to go on. We've got a genuine Subaru gasket. As you can tell, I'm probably going with a purple theme of the car. I don't know why, I just love yellow and purple together. It's just a really nice kind of contrast, or whatever you want to call it. But this is one thing I'm really excited to get on. Now, it's a HKS mushroom filter, but unlike most of them are actually green, this one is a one-of-a-kind filter. It's so nice. These are actually relatively kind of hardish to come by. I've never seen these ones before. So let me show you this and let's start to unbox it. So let's get into it. It's a genuine HKS mushroom filter. Now, the reason I actually went one of these is because I was told that you can actually hear the flutters from the turbo a lot better. So yeah, you know, we love a bit of turbo flutter, so that's why I got this. But I think the diameter here is roughly about 3.5 inch, and the adapter on my MAF sensor is about 3 inch. So I also went ahead and bought this as a reducer. This is obviously the 3.5 side, and this is the 3 inch side. So yeah, as you can see, it goes on just like so. Obviously I've got clamps and things like that, so I can't wait to get this on. It's going to look so good. Yeah, because obviously when I bought this, I totally forgot that I needed to get some sort of reducer. It was only afterwards I actually measured everything up and realised this. So but everything came okay. This was actually quite expensive for what it was, but nonetheless we got absolutely everything we need. So let's get it on. What I think we'll do is we'll put in the air filter first, actually. So I can't wait to get it on. It looks so much better than this old thing. Yeah, it's pretty dirty anyway, so you know that's gonna be going. What's it's going to the bin like, but obviously it's not sitting in the car. So let's get this on. Right, that's the reducer on. Now let's install that gorgeous filter. Right, you must say that looks absolutely amazing, but before anyone says, right, I am going to get something to kind of like cover up this hole here, and also I need to get inner arch liners and things like that because they're actually missing. But obviously this car's not going on the road anytime soon, so we won't need to worry about that. But yeah, I probably will get something to maybe kind of cover here or something like that, just so obviously to stop muck getting inside the filter and things like that. It'll be okay, but yeah, better to be safe than sorry. Anyway, now that's on, I think we'll move on to the battery clamp now. Because obviously this one's blue. I just bought it because it was cheap at the time, but yeah, we're putting the purple one now, so let's get cracking. Right, that's the battery clamp on. Now you can definitely tell this engine bay is starting to come together and things like that. I've also kind of put like purple washers here and places like there and stuff like that, and it's really starting to come together now. I'm probably going to need to respray this alternator cover. You probably see me paint this in another video, but it's gotten a bit kind of damaged when working in the engine bay like not long ago. So yeah, I'll probably paint that in another video as well. But yeah, really come together. Right, I think the next thing to do is put in the towing eye. Then after that, we're probably going to try and attempt to change the throttle body. It'll be a bit of a tricky job because we have to move all the intercooler pipes and stuff like that, but we'll see how we go on. So, right, the towing hook's held on by this kind of clamp thing. You've also got two bolts and things like that, this kind of plate here. And it just attaches onto your kind of little hook behind the bumper. It's very easy to put on, so we're going to take these two bolts off. I'm not sure you can see on camera very well because of the sun. Yeah, it's just two nuts and bolts. It's very easy to install, and it's all kind of faded, so yeah, it looks so much better with the purple one on. So let's get this off. Right, just a bit of a comparison, but I must say, right, the new one is actually quite a bit, a little bit smaller than that one. I'm not sure how it's going to look in the car, like, but I mean, here the purple will still kind of stand out, so it'll still look okay. I'm not gonna lie, I prefer this one's a bit bigger than that one, but regardless, it still looks quite nice. So anyway, let's get this on. Thanks. Right, now it's time to change the throttle body. Right, so the thing we're going to take off is the throttle cable, which kind of goes on there. I'll show you how to take that off. We'll probably have to remove the intercooler pipe, throttle position sensor plug, and there's like 4 bolts. There's one there and 2 more under here, which are not access wise is not too bad. I'm not sure about it. I might have to remove this pipe as well, depending on how access is. I'm not sure yet, but I'll take one thing at a time. So we'll start off by taking off the throttle cable, sensor, pipes. Then we'll see how we go on. So let's get cracking. Oh, I'll tell you, that was a pain in the arse to get off. Yeah, now that I have better access, we can start getting these bolts off. Actually, you got 2 here, you got 2 at the top on both sides. I'm not sure you can see it on camera, but yeah, there's just 2 under there, right there, and obviously 1 at the other side, and obviously you got these 2 little kind of coolant pipes at the bottom. So obviously using pliers to get them off. So let's get cracking. And obviously the bolts for the throttle body, they're a 13mm, as you can see on camera. There you go. No, it's actually a 12mm, tell I say they're a 12mm socket for them. Sorry, I always get muddled up between 12s and 13s because most cars I've worked on have always been 30mm, but in this case, for this car, it is a 12mm. So let's get these off. Can I just say, right, there's not even a gasket on it. That's just glue. I'm not sure what that is, right, but there's not even a gasket on there. That could explain the idle problem we've been having. So I can imagine there's been a massive air leak from all the way around here, so that could explain obviously why the car's not been idling properly. So I'm actually absolutely shocked, right, that someone did this poor work. That's really, I don't know how anyone would just, oh, it's just really bad. But nonetheless, it's quite dirty in there, so we're gonna get all this cleaned up, things to get and get the new gasket on. But now see, there's two coolant pipes, one there and there's obviously one at the other side. So I'm gonna try and pull the throttle body up the way and try and remove them. So let's get cracking. Right, that's the throttle body off. Sorry, it's so really awkward, right? You know, trying to record whilst trying to fumble about in the engine bay. I try to do my best, but you know, it's quite hard trying to record and get those pipes off at the same time. I do try to record as much as I can, just to try and maybe educate some people on how to do stuff and stuff like that, but it is quite awkward sometimes. But nonetheless, that's the throttle body off. Now, let's have a look at the old one compared to the one that's going to go in the car. So, let's have a look. Right, now the most important thing we're going to do before we put the new gasket on is also clean the surface up. But I can't believe no one bothered their arse, right, to put a gasket on it. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's like some sort of bathroom sealant or something like that. Now this is what I'm saying, if you don't know what you're doing with cars, just leave them alone, because I mean, look at this. That is just so shocking. Like, that's all clean now, so let's get that lovely new throttle body on and see how sweet the thing runs now. I'm hoping it will, because I mean, that would explain the reasons why it's idling over 1,000 revs. Even after cold start, it'll idle about 1,000 km after cold start. So I'm really confident this is going to fix the issue, because let's be honest, if there's no gasket there, it's going to be a major air leak. So let's get this on. Also, I think before we put the new throttle body on, I need some brand new Jubilee clips for obviously these coolant pipes, just so obviously, because I don't know about you, I can't stand those. I don't know what they are like, but you probably know the clips I'm on about. But yeah, we're going to put these on instead. Also, I'm going to make sure these bolts are nice and clean, because they're covered in this kind of sealant stuff that obviously someone put on there, and it made the bolts quite kind of stubborn to come out. So I'm going to give them a good clean up and make sure they'll grease nice and free. Well, this will be so much better when this is on. So let's get cracking. Right, now that the water pipe's on, we're going to obviously giving these bolts a good clean up. Also because obviously when if you try to put the bolts back in and there's any like kind of build up in the threads, it can damage the threads. So obviously you don't want that. So we're going to give these bolts a good clean up, and then we're getting to on the throttle body with the brand new gasket. So let's get cracking. Obviously the gasket I'm using is a genuine Subaru gasket. You can't really see the part number, but just the quality of this gasket is fantastic. As it's nice and thick, and it's got a good, I'm not sure what kind of material it is, it's like almost like a rubber material to it, so it'll provide a perfect air seal, so we'll have no problems with air leaks or anything like that. When it comes to things like gaskets, stuff like that, don't go for cheap stuff, because it can be problematic, but when you buy genuine parts like this, it's absolutely fantastic, the quality. So definitely a bit of advice for anyone, because obviously you don't want air leaks or anything like that. So with that being said, all the bolts are cleaned up, all the threads are nice and clean. Now let's get the throttle body on. That's the throttle body in place. I'm not going to bother recording all the boring bits and stuff like that, but so that's the gasket in place. All I do now is just tighten up all the bolts. Obviously, I already explained where they are, not need to explain it again. But yeah, that's a lot clearer now. Right, I'll be back to you in a second once I've tightened those bolts up. So I'm going to crack on with this and then I'll be back in a minute. Right, that's the throttle cable back on. All the bolts are tightened up for the throttle body. So now, only thing that's left to do is put the intercooler pipe back on. So let's get that on, get it started up and see if there's any improvement at all. Right, now it's time to start the Subaru. Now I'm pretty confident about this, especially after finding obviously where there's no gasket. I mean, that must have caused quite a big air leak when you kind of think about it. So let's see how it goes. A little bit nervous. Let's just start it up. Right, that about wraps up this video. To sum up today, and well, unfortunately that throttle body and things and changing those gaskets didn't really make any difference. Made it run a little bit smoother, but unfortunately didn't solve the issue of the idling where it's sitting over 1,000 revs. Even after cold start, it's just still sitting just over 1,000 revs, which is a bit annoying. I don't know why it's doing that, but it's really bugging me if I'm honest. So I think the only thing to try next is an idle control valve. That's the only thing I could think it could be. I've checked pretty much everywhere else for air leaks. The only other thing it could be is probably maybe the intake manifold gaskets. That's even if there's any there. So I'm not too sure, but I'll probably have to think about it overnight and things like that, but that's no problem. Anyway, I did my best for today for you and try to bring some content to the channel. Even though I wasn't really in the mood today, I did my best, give it my all. So as always, if you did like this video, make sure you like the video, as it helps out a lot, because I know some people just watch the video and don't like it, but I mean, it only takes a few seconds of your time just to drop a like. I mean, it's not really much to ask. For some people it is, but never mind. So to all my loyal fans, I appreciate the support on the channel, it means a lot. So I'll see you in the next video.